You ready to get the show on the road?
I'm ready.
All right. Welcome to the Raining Cans of Dogs podcast. I am your host, Shannon.
I'm Ariana.
Are you?
No.
I don't know. So how's your week been?
It's been a week.
It has been a week.
Tired. It's been a good week.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to the gym the other day. Worked out with my boyfriend. Awful. I'm in pain. It hurts to walk. It was the worst thing, though, was when I got up from my desk for the first time today. I was like, oh my gosh, I can barely stand.
So you worked on legs, huh?
I did a bunch of squats, it was barbell squats, which, I don't usually do. So, I only got up to 95 pounds, but It's still a lot more than I ever do because we only have our highest dumbbells are 20, so the most I'm ever squatting is 40 pounds.
Oh. Well, okay then.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I had a good week. We had
a great pool day Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
That was nice. All day pool.
Yes, and then I was off today. I took off to extend my weekend.
You pooled 2 days.
Yes, though I feel a little crispy for me. And yet, by the time I go back to work, I'm just going to look pasty again. Like, my tan is not very tan for anyone.
Well, what's bad as me is I put on lotion, and it works great where I got it on, but I missed the top of my forehead, and then a strip above my eyebrow, you can see it goes to a point.
It's funny.
Yeah.
So you didn't want to get in any hair, I'm assuming.
Next time I'm just going for it.
Well, yeah, you need to shower after. Just go for it. I get it all up in my hair. If you have a part,
how it feels in your hair.
Yeah, it's greasy, but we're very fair. We need some lotion.
Yeah, but can you see it now that I pointed it out?
Yes, now that you pointed it out.
My makeup's wearing off, but I put extra concealer on those parts today before I went to work.
That is funny. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's been great. Loving the weather in Buffalo. So, and not much is going on, but other than, how we listened to that Matt and Abby, they rubbed me the wrong way the other day. I think sometimes
why do you still listen to them?
It gives me content. And I do think they're kind of adorable. They're very privileged. And I'm almost wondering if you become privileged at a young age. I'm not saying they didn't work for it. They worked hard at being content creators at a young age. I just think that, they don't know what it's like to really struggle out there, what's going on for the rest of us.
What did they say?
So they were reading Reddit stories. I think they're copying us, guys.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm listening to them. They're reading the story. A woman says, the story has an issue in its own. Should I leave my husband due to him being out of work and us losing our house? And then Matt and Abby's response, it just was so entitled. They were like, well, they shouldn't have bought a house if being out of work for a few months makes you not afford it. Like,
most people would be struggling to live,
Yeah. So that was Abby. Like, I feel like, she's so cute and sweet, but I think she's just has no idea. And then Matt, it was like, well, I do believe, I hear it, people live paycheck to paycheck.
What?
But experts do say you should have 3 months of bills saved up. And then Abby's like, yeah, well, I guess I almost did have 3 months saved up, but now they can lose a house. I just, obviously the woman should be leaving. I'm not even concerned about the story. I'm concerned about their responses. And she's like, but I don't know. So they're going back and forth. But then they're like, this is their tips. Okay, well, I guess if you can't afford to pay your bills, I guess no more trips and vacations to the amusement parks. Or no more eating out. I'm like, really?
I'm sure they weren't.
I'm sure they weren't. Most people don't do those things on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting there like, but sir, most people don't vacation regularly. Like they do because they are creators, right?
Like that is part of how they make money is them vacationing. Yeah.
But the regular folks out here aren't doing that regularly. So
gosh.
I just thought it was funny. But then on TikTok, I have to say, do you know what a labuba is?
Oh, I think I've seen these things.
Mm-hmm.
They're like the fluffy and then they have a face.
The face kind of freaks me out.
I like the face.
They're so cute, or they're so scary.
They're like cute little monsters.
Yes. That's a labuba. Some are $50. Some are $200 for these
insane.
little things.
They're cute. wouldn't mind if I had one, but I'm not going to go out and buy one.
So I'll actually post that on Instagram. For us old people, I had no idea what a Labuba was.
I've seen them on
So what do young people use now instead of Instagram? Obviously, I know what TikTok, because I'm addicted. But
use anything anymore. So
what are young people? There's got to be a new platform, right?
We'll find a young person to ask.
We need to know.
I'd stop using the social medias.
What? You're too young. What do you mean you've stopped using social media?
There's no reason to be on there anymore.
What?
I don't care what's going on in your life. You shouldn't care about what's going on in my life.
What? You're crazy.
Just living my life.
Okay. Are you depressed? Do I need to get you some help? What's going on with you? All right, we're just going to leave that one alone. We'll have to talk about that later. I'm concerned. A young person doesn't want social media. What's going on?
Oh, yeah. How awful.
Oh, and I should say the cat is out of the bag. I started my own side hustle.
There was a cat in a bag?
No, there's no cats in any bags. No cats were harmed in my side hustle.
One of our cats?
Oh my God.
What happened to Nuts? I haven't seen him in a while.
Oh, well, he might be in a bag. No, just kidding. I started a side hustle called SC Designs. I started on Instagram. I'm going to be selling magnets and doing promos with that. And then I'm actually, what's all of a sudden becoming popular for me is the tumblers. I'm making tumblers and
she made me one. It's very
sublimation. Nice. Yes. Making them for gifts. I'm going to be posting those as well. So just kind of excited. It's kind of like a new adventure for me.
Yep.
You seem very distracted. I promise I don't have any cats in any bags.
I was looking for the thing you made me because I left for you to take a photo of.
Yes, you did.
I don't know where I went after that.
I think it's,
yeah.
What did you do with it?
Me, you did something with it.
I took it back. I'm like, she doesn't appreciate it. I'll give it to someone that wants to give me money for it. No, just kidding. No, I will. I'm going to take photos, so I probably have it set aside. And then on to the news. I don't have a lot this week. Just focusing on my new little business adventure, enjoying the weather that's been rare since it's been raining for 100 days. So it was very nice. The pool was 86 today.
That's nice. We need to get that solar cover on there.
We do, to keep the heat in for when it's not so warm out. Mm. So do you know one dragonfly can eat hundreds of mosquitoes a day?
I did not know that. We should get some dragonflies around here.
Well, they used to freak me out when I was a kid because they were so big. But have you seen them, when they show them, at moonlight with special cameras? They almost look like fairies.
I have not seen that.
But you can just look at that. That almost looks fairies. But they're so cute because it looks like almost they have, little hands.
That's just adorable.
They are adorable.
That's why I like raccoons, because they got the little hands.
Little hands.
They're like little toddlers.
They are. I think they're adorable. And that's it for me. I guess we can get on to the Reddit stories.
Nothing more interesting?
Not really. What about you? Anything else you'd like to share?
Nah, I think that's it.
We're so exciting this week.
Yep. We're going to move on to some Reddit stories.
Woohoo!
Woohoo.
Okay.
We're going to Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for leaving my boyfriend's birthday dinner after his mom took my seat as a joke?
Oh, yes. I mean, it's just a joke.
Yeah. I, 25 female, have been dating my boyfriend, Matt, 27 male, for almost 2 years. His family is very close, and his mom in particular has always been a little possessive.
Ew.
I've tried not to make a big deal out of it, but it's clear she doesn't like that I take up his time. And she's made passive-aggressive comments like, I hope I don't lose my son to some girl. Even though we've been together for a while, and I've made every effort to be kind and respectful to her. Anyway, last weekend was Matt's birthday. He invited me to dinner with his family at a nice restaurant. I dressed up, got him a gift I knew he'd love, and was honestly looking forward to the night. When we arrived, I noticed his mom had saved the seat right next to him for herself. That's fine, whatever. I sat on his other side. But right before we ordered, his mom made a joke about how I always need to be next to Matt and said, let's see how you handle a little separation. And then she stood up, looked at me, and said, "Scooch, sweetie," motioning for me to move down a seat so she could sit between us.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone at the table laughed, Matt included. I was so stunned, I just quietly got up and moved. For about 5 minutes, I sat there, feeling small and humiliated, while she leaned over Matt like he was her date. So I stood up, grabbed my bag, and said, "Actually, I think I'm going to head out. Hope you have a great birthday, Matt." And I left. Matt blew up my phone later saying I completely overreacted, embarrassed him in front of his family, and said I can't take a joke. His mom texted me a "sorry you're so sensitive" message, which made it worse. Now he's not speaking to me until I apologize. Honestly, I feel like they were the rude ones, but it was his birthday dinner, so now I'm second-guessing everything.
Okay, yeah, you're the asshole.
Yeah, it's his birthday. You shouldn't leave. Yeah, I'd be annoyed. It might be a conversation. Maybe
be a
on a different day after his birthday, but
yeah,
should not have left.
Should not have left. So what? You're not sitting next to him. The mom was just making a joke. She's making it weird. She's got a little bit of enmeshment things going on, it seems, but
suck it up for the birthday.
Yeah.
Talk to him later.
Yeah, and the weird that the mom sent a text. Sorry, you're so sensitive. I love those apologies. Instead of just saying sorry, I'm sorry, but you're really the reason why. So that means you're not sorry.
You got so angry when I did that.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry you're feeling that way.
Yeah.
I hate when people say that. You do that now all the time.
I'm sorry you're feeling that way. I am sorry you feel that way.
Stop it! No! Be sorry for your actions or what you said.
I'm not sorry for what I did. I'm sorry that you feel that way.
See, those apologies drive me crazy because they're not apologies.
I'm sorry you do feel that way.
Stop it. It drives me nuts. No, but honestly, yeah, that wasn't the time or place. She should not have addressed it, acted that way, and left. Top comments?
Top comment is, never marry a mama's boy. No matter how old they get, they will always be mommy's little boy. Just drop him. He will never value as much as he values his family, particularly his mommy. Her needs, emotions, and wants will always come before yours. Find a guy who's actually a full-grown adult.
You know, I don't necessarily agree with that, though.
No.
And actually, don't they say is how a man treats his mother is how he's going to treat the wife?
If he screams at his mom, I don't think he's going to treat his wife very well.
Just scream in and be like, "F you, Mom." You're like, whoa, she just asked you to take out the trash, dude.
Yeah, that's going to happen when you're married and he has to take out the trash.
Yeah. So I don't agree with that comment.
No.
I mean, there are limits, like if there's too much enmeshment, but it seems like the mom has something weird going on, but she didn't say anything about him being weird about anything.
Yeah, so, I think the mom might be a little weird. I guess he could have been like, "Oh no," and it's next to her, but I don't know, maybe.
It's fine. This is his birthday. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Like, I hate when people are so clingy they can't sit apart. Like,
yeah,
it's fine. You're fine.
What's one night?
Even if you feel awkward, yeah, I would have been mad too, but I would have kept it inside.
Yeah.
Because it's not my birthday. It's fine. And then you have a conversation a different day.
Yeah.
Like, look, they didn't make me feel that good. So if we're going to go to your parties, is that what I should expect? Or, because then maybe I won't go to family parties. You know?
Yeah. Well, then you probably shouldn't be dating.
Probably not.
Another comment. I dated a guy like this very briefly. His mom would feel depressed tonight when we were meant to hang out together or him stay at mine, so he had to stay home to be with her. Next day, she'd be out with her friends and posting on Facebook just fine. She'd always call him when we were together and want to have a 20-minute chat despite them still living together, and he dropped whatever he was doing to talk to her. It was codependent and a bit weird, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
A little weird.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of stories like that.
Every time, then it's manipulating him.
Yeah, that's manipulation.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, well, and wouldn't you want your boyfriend, though, if your mom's like, "I'm really sick, I might need to go to the ER," for your boyfriend to react and be like, "Oh, I'm going to stay with my mom tonight?"
Yeah.
And if it happened every time you had plans, all right,
mm-hmm.
You need to put up some boundaries. Otherwise, you're not going to know when something's really wrong with her.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's the only way she can get him to visit with her.
Maybe. But they still live together.
Yeah, but you can live with people and barely see them.
That's true.
Two people are working, social lives.
That is true.
You know? But, how about saying, "Hey, can we hang out?" Instead of, but most young men are going to want to hang out with their mom if they can go out on a date. Unfortunately. That's just life.
Yeah. I think that's normal.
It is normal. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying if I was like, oh, you want to come sit and hang out? And you had plans to go out, you're still going to go out. Like,
well, yeah, you should schedule that beforehand.
Yeah. That's what the mom should do. Say, hey, can we have some mom and son time? Watch a movie. Don't have to make... Well, no, my mother and daughters do lunch all the time. But, like, I actually realized, like, I haven't done lunch with Anthony in a long time. Why don't mother and sons do lunch?
Why don't you ask them to go to lunch?
I think I'm going to have to ask him to go to lunch sometime.
You should.
But, like, it doesn't sound like... Everyone's so used to hearing, like, oh, mother and daughter lunch and everything. You rarely hear, like, mommy, son lunch.
Yes. Ew, that sounded weird.
But it's all the same. Mother, daughter, mother, son.
You said mommy.
Mommy, daughter, mommy, son.
But you don't hear like a lot of like father and son either.
You hear that somewhat, don't you?
I don't know.
I don't know. Do people put more time and effort into female relationships than the boy relationships?
Females need to learn how to cook for the family.
Yes, they do. They better go to a restaurant and learn how to make something.
Belong in the kitchen.
Yes. Barefoot.
Thanks.
All right. Let's move on to the next one. I feel like it got weird.
Yeah, weird. Just for the record, I don't believe that women belong in the kitchen. No. Unless you want to.
Unless you want to.
Then go you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next we're going to Am I the Asshole, posted by...
Actually, there's some women that don't belong in the kitchen. I'm not that good at cooking. I'm okay.
Good.
I'm decent. I'm passing.
Okay, we're moving on.
All right.
Am I the asshole for leaving dinner early after my boyfriend's friend introduced me as the current one?
Oh my God, we were just talking about this. Yep. Wait, so do you repeat that? I was stuck on the current.
Am I the asshole for leaving dinner early after my boyfriend's friend introduced me as the current one? That's better than your boyfriend calling you the current one.
Yeah, the boyfriend didn't say current one. Then I'd be like,
the boyfriend's friend.
This is my current husband.
Well, yeah, you're currently the husband.
It sounds like you're waiting for the next one.
It says there's gonna be another. He'll soon be my ex-husband.
This one was for love. The next one will be for money. It's all good.
All right. So my boyfriend, 31 male, invited me to dinner with his old college group. One of his female friends, 30 female, who I've never met before, came late, looked me up and down, then said, "Oh, so you're the current one."
Ooh.
Cute.
Oh my God. I didn't want to punch her, but I wouldn't. I don't condone violence. But yeah.
I was stunned. No one laughed. No one corrected her. My boyfriend just kind of chuckled awkwardly and changed the subject. I sat there in silence for another 20 minutes before excusing myself and leaving. I took an Uber home. He called me later and said I embarrassed him by making it a thing, and that I should have just been chill because she didn't mean anything by it. He wants me to apologize to her for walking out like a child. Am I the asshole for not tolerating this kind of blatant disrespect? Break up with their boyfriend.
Sure. Break up with the boyfriend. You
shouldn't have left.
Okay, that was a dig from that girl.
Yeah.
Clearly she has the hots for your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or she likes to be Little Women. Either way, the boyfriend should have said, yeah, this is my present girlfriend. Thank you. My one and only. Something. Yeah. How do you correct that, actually?
Yeah, this is my current and my last girlfriend.
Yeah, but what if they only been dating like a month?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know what you do say. You just kind of have to move on.
You do have to move on.
Yeah. So I think she shouldn't have left, but the boyfriend's also not handling it very well.
No.
So I think it's a breakup.
No, he's not handling it well, but I'm just trying to think, what could he have done to correct it? He should have seen a problem with it, yes. But I'm saying, like, what should he have done? Because when he was like, yeah, this is my current girlfriend if you've only been together for a few months.
Yeah. Wait, what does it say? No, it doesn't say how long they've been together. I know. So like, so this is the current one. Yeah, this is the best girlfriend ever. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. How do you correct it?
You can't really.
You really can't. Like, so what? Because you're in a new relationship. So what if you go somewhere and your boyfriend doesn't say something? Well, let's say he's got a lot of brothers. Like, what if his family members say, oh, so you're the current girlfriend? So it's not someone that has feelings towards, him or anything, just is rude to you about being the current girlfriend. What do you do? What do you expect him to do?
I have no idea.
See, it's just awkward.
It's just awkward. I'd be like, yep, no more family things for a while for me.
Yep, currently. Currently the girlfriend.
Currently leaving.
Right. So, like, I think he should have seen a problem with it, but, like, what do you do?
Yeah, I don't know what you do.
Yeah.
I think I'd, like, if it was, like, an old college friend, I'd sit there like, okay, so you're not going to really be friends with her, right? Because she clearly likes you.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's what you
rude.
do. Family member says that, what do you do? If it's you, then? Like, how do you have that discussion? Like, I didn't feel good about him saying it like that. And see how he responds, I guess?
I don't know.
Because
Honestly,
you are the current girlfriend.
I know, honestly, I probably wouldn't even catch that if, like, it was just... I think I'd catch, like, a girl saying it rudely, yeah, but I don't think I'd catch it if, like, some brother was like, so you're the current girlfriend. I don't think.
Well, there's a way I guess someone could say it. Like, so you're the current girlfriend, and be jovial.
Yeah.
But there's a girl looking you up and down, like, you're the current girlfriend. Cute. Like, I could just...
So how often do you talk to her? I think it should be never.
Yep. After that, no, I mean, if you two want a chance, I can step out of the way. Otherwise...
If you want to talk to her, then you're not talking to me.
Right. So it is different, like, when a girl... Yeah. Or, like... If another guy, not family member, came up to your boyfriend and was like, oh, so you're the current boyfriend, huh?
That makes it sound like I've said bad things about him.
Yeah, it does. Watch, they're going to beat you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does make it sound like you're talking badly.
Yeah.
Huh. I guess
it's all about tone.
It is all about tone. Like, what are you saying about me? If he listens to the guys, he's talking about me a lot.
Yeah.
But these are all proposed situations.
Yeah.
So the next time we see you, you know who you are. I'm going to say, oh, so you're the current boyfriend. Now I probably won't see him for like a month, so I forget.
Yeah. I've jokingly called him, oh, it's my current boyfriend.
You said that?
Yeah. I was like, how would you feel if I said that?
Yeah.
Did not like it.
No one likes it. So you know how on TikTok they're doing that?
You're currently my boyfriend.
Well, I've seen them do it with husbands, too.
Yeah, you're currently my husband. You may not currently be my husband.
Yeah. So
no, what's worse is where we're like, oh, this is currently my first wife.
Yes. But technically, currently the first wife.
There might be a second.
Never know. Yeah, those TikToks are hilarious. People actually get really upset.
Yeah.
You can tell the ones that kind of know that it's coming and the ones that, like, it's a shock.
Yeah.
Because, like, the one guy was like, wait, what, babe? He's like, actually, I'm your fiance. Like, he was like, what? He's like, start over. No, we need to start this TikTok over. Like, he was so annoyed.
I think if I was introduced, like, oh, this is my current girlfriend, like, how fast are you going through girlfriends?
Right. Wait, why do you feel like we're saying
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have multiple? Does it change quite frequently?
You know, monthly, quarterly, something like that.
Okay. All right, we're moving on.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Switching platforms here.
Okay. Because I built something today with my own two hands. I built a bottle. It's like a can sticker, but like we had water bottles and cans and things that are just piled in the corner.
Me and I was on my way home. She's like, I built something. Like, what? Where? She wouldn't tell me. She's like, see if you notice. I didn't.
She didn't notice. I had to pretty much be like, did you notice it yet? Like, after she was home like an hour. Hey, it took me it was my day off today. And I was sick of that clutter because we have like a mini fridge in our dining room. And then next to it, we have like water bottles and all different types of like canned drinks and iced coffee cans and I don't know, just a bunch of stuff. So I'm like sick of the mess over there. And like, I bought this like nice little thing off Amazon, put it together. No one noticed. It looks so much cleaner. Now you can move it.
Very
clean
nice.
in that area.
Anyways, moving on.
I'm accomplished today.
From 2 Hot Takes by Covet CEO. Am I the asshole for breaking up with my boyfriend for calling me fat?
No, you're not an asshole at all. And F him.
I, 22 female, broke up with my boyfriend, 21 male, for calling me fat a few weeks ago. For some context, this guy and I have known each other for years. We went to school together growing up and had similar friends, but only had recently decided to try dating. I liked him and confessed my feelings. Then a few weeks later, after a lot of talking, he asked me out. Right away, there were some red flags that I stupidly tried to ignore. Like he couldn't drive because he didn't want his license. So I always gave him rides and things. when we were doing fine. I don't mind driving, but it got annoying when he'd want me to pick him up from his house just to take him back to mine so we could hang out and then take him back home later. I never met his family or even went inside of his house, despite him meeting almost all of my entire family, parents, siblings, aunt, grandparents. I try to brush this off as just the fact is we were in a new relationship and he had told me that his parents worked a lot and weren't home often. Okay, sure. Another thing that drove me a little crazy was that he always wanted to be making out with me. I get that sounds weird, but you have to understand it was like a constant thing. Oh, we're watching a movie? Hey, let me shove my tongue down your throat during the whole thing. Oh, you're sick and don't want to kiss me? Let's just do it for a little while. Oh, it's time to say goodbye after hanging out for 2 to 4 hours and kissing the entire time? Let's make out for 10 more minutes. And I'll set a timer. I don't know if he just didn't care about what I was trying to tell him or I was just doing a poor job at explaining my feelings, which might not be that far off from, to be honest. I'm not the best at saying what I'm feeling. But like, come on, kissing is fine and all, but to an extent. Have you ever tried making out with someone while you have a sinus infection? It's a hard no from now on for me.
Yeah, no. Ew.
But to get to the point of why I'm writing this post, here's the story of him calling me fat. I was sick and staying at a friend's house. We were just hanging out in her basement, and since it's freezing down there, it was winter and I had the chills, I was bundled the fuck up. I'm talking huge sweatshirt, thick sweatpants tucked into some fuzzy socks. I was cozy as hell. We're watching some movies and YouTube videos on the TV and hanging out. Nothing special since I wasn't feeling great. And while into it, my friend, let's call her Abby, said she wanted to invite her boyfriend over. Let's call him Mike. I like Mike. I'd say Mike and I are even friends. He's always been nice to me. Abby asked if I then wanted to invite my boyfriend over, too. And I said no, since I was sick and was probably going to fall asleep soon anyway. And I didn't mind third-wheeling with them since I've done it tons of times before. I thought that was the end of it, and Mike showed up a little while later. So imagine my surprise when a few minutes later, my boyfriend walks in. He says that Abby invited him over when he came in and then sat on the couch. I didn't really say anything. I was annoyed, to put it lightly, but I tried to let it go. We all sat, watched the movie, and it was fine. Until my boyfriend randomly decided to grab my ankle, which is definitely thicker than normal due to me wearing sweatpants and fuzzy socks layered on top, and asked, "Are you actually this fat, or is this your socks?"
What a jerk.
I didn't even know what to say. I was embarrassed, honestly. I've always been sensitive about my weight because growing up, my mom made me feel horrible for eating anything. And I had shades of an eating disorder because of it. And I know I've never been as skinny as any of my friends, but for my own boyfriend to say something like that in front of people actually rubbed me the wrong way. Abby and my boyfriend started laughing right away, but I was quiet. Mike actually stood up for me and said that my boyfriend wasn't being cool, that it's not something he should say.
Go, Mike.
After that, I asked my boyfriend to leave. The friend doesn't seem very great either.
No, horrible friend. She seems like a pick-me girl.
I didn't really talk to him for a few days after that. And after thinking about it, I talked to him and told him that I don't think I could be with him anymore and broke it off. He tried to tell me no. Like, literally, his response to me breaking up with him was no.
Well, no, you can't do that.
Not, I'm sorry. Not, I'll try to change. Nothing like that. What kind of psycho just says no?
No is a complete sentence. Except for when someone's breaking up with you, you have to accept it.
If I wasn't sold on a breakup, I think I definitely am now. I don't think I'm in the wrong here, but my family and Abby and some of my other friends and ex all think I was overreacting. The only person who has my back is Mike. Was I overreacting because I didn't feel well and that comment was just one that lit the fuse? Part of me feels a little silly for being so upset about this one little moment, but at the same time, I think it's been boiling over for a while and was never going to work. Please help.
Oh my gosh, no. First of all, your family sucks because they obviously caused you to have an eating disorder when you were younger. Yeah. So don't listen to your family. Your friend,
also
how dare
sucks.
her?
After
She sucks.
saying, like, you didn't want him over because you were feeling tired and sick.
Yes.
And then she invites him over.
Like, who does? I'd be so mad at her just for that.
Yeah.
And then laughing at that fat comment. No, thank you. Like, who says that? Like, it'd be one thing if you said, oh my gosh, I can't feel your ankle because of the fuzzy socks and the sweatpants.
Yeah.
But no. He's going to continue to say comments like that randomly. And if it bothers you, which clearly it does, it would bother me as well. I'd break up
and get with Mike.
Yeah, well, Mike's dating horrible Abby over there. So.
Well, yeah. Maybe Mike breaks up with Abby now after this, realizing how horrible a friend she is, and then they get together.
Yeah, I think there needs to be some time. But yeah, maybe in the future. I don't like the whole dating hopping.
Oh, well, they're not friends anymore, so it's not an issue.
That's true. You're not friends. You don't care what her opinion is. You're right. And she should talk to Abby about that as well. I can't believe you were laughing about that.
Top comment. You should dump Abby too, honestly.
Yes! We got that one on the nail on the head.
Yeah. Another comment. Abby isn't your friend. Mike seems like the only mature one. Your boyfriend set out to embarrass you for what? Ego boost? Make Abby laugh? Either way, he's a loser.
Absolutely. He should be with Abby.
Perfect for each other.
I don't like her family weighing in like that.
No.
Even if you don't think it's a big deal, clearly if you see your daughter being upset, but even if I was like, oh, that really wouldn't bother me, but I see you're upset, honey, if it really bothers you, support your child.
Yeah.
Then don't be with them.
And look, see if there's any comments. She's kind of responded, but nothing really new.
Oh, no more updates. You're looking for I'm with Mike now update, aren't
you? This one was about Mike. I think he's a great guy, but there's definitely no romantic feelings there. In my post, I just wanted to make it clear that him sticking out for me wasn't out of character for him. He's generally a kind person.
See, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Oh, go Mike. There needs to be more people out there. Be like Mike, people.
Yeah.
I like that.
All right. Moving on.
Okay.
Right. Let's go to...
I feel like you're unprepared.
I am prepared.
Okay.
Did I read this one? Am I the asshole for leaving my friend's birthday party after she didn't let me in her house? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
AITAH, my ex-wife still misses me. I, 23 female, was invited to my friend Sasha's 23 female birthday party. It was for a Friday at 8:30 p.m. We would start at her house to pregame and then go out to the bars. I had to work the day from 7 a.m. to 7:30 p.m., but I really wanted to go, so I rushed home, ate dinner, got ready, and drove to her place. We were texting the whole day about plans, and she seemed really excited for me to join her and her friends. I'm acquainted with her friends, but not besties. I arrived at her house at 8:30, on the dot. I hung up the phone with my boyfriend and texted her to let her know I was there. She said, okay. So I walked up, knocked on the door. I heard music and people talking inside, so I knew they were there. Nobody answered. I noticed she had a Ring camera, so I waved in front of it knowing the Ring notifies people's phones. Still, nobody let me in.
Awkward.
I knocked louder and texted her that I was at the door, but I was neither let in nor texted back. I knocked even louder and started shouting, hey, Sasha, I'm here.
Was the door unlocked? At this point, I think I would try the door handle.
I finally hear footsteps coming to the front door, but instead of letting me in, I heard the deadbolt lock click, locking me out.
Oh my God, that's so rude!
I walked away from the door and called my boyfriend to tell him what was going on. I told him my feelings were hurt, that I wanted to go home. He convinced me to stay and knock again.
What?
Rationalizing that it was a miscommunication. I texted her again and said, okay, I'm out front. Sasha immediately answered, okay, sounds good. So I knocked again. No answer. I heard the music get turned down and Sasha say, guys, I think she's here. So I knocked as loud as I could and said, yes, I'm here. It's me. Footsteps came towards the door, and again the deadbolt sounded, and the door really locked, and the footsteps went away.
So mean.
At this point, I've been knocking for 12 minutes.
Oh,
poor honey. So upset and angry that I left and texted Sasha, so I've been knocking for over 10 minutes, and no one let me in, so I'm going home. She immediately called me, but I didn't answer because I was afraid I would say something out of anger that I would have regretted. She texted me that she looked through the peephole and did not see me. I think that's BS because she had a Ring camera. I told her that my feelings were hurt and I felt unwelcomed. I did not receive an answer. Am I the asshole for leaving? What could the reasoning be behind this?
No, they're making fun of you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's awful. So terrible.
Honestly, I would have left right away.
Yeah, so I might have tried the door, but if I stood and heard the deadbolt lock, I'm out.
I'm like, okay, it's the wrong house.
Yeah, and then the whole, guys, I think she's here. She's just making fun of you.
Yeah.
And they're all laughing behind, well, kind of in front of you, but you can't see them.
Yeah. They're laughing behind the closed door.
Yes, they're laughing at you. And clearly they're probably all looking at the camera like, look, she's still there.
How long do you think she'll stay for?
Yeah, no, they just totally mean girled you. Like, it's so mean.
It's so mean. Top comment, WTF? That sounds like they thought this would be funny, but instead was cruel. Not the asshole.
No, would not be friends with her any longer
No.
either. It's so mean.
Yeah.
And I feel like she must be a really extra nice person to be like, not truly feel like they were mocking her or anything. So she just seems like more like innocent. You know, people are like super nice and seem innocent.
Yeah.
She seems kind of innocent. Like, I feel bad.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
I mean, how old are these people? It sounds like a middle school thing to do. Because middle schoolers are rough. They're mean.
Yeah.
Or they can be. Not all middle schoolers mean, but like they can be.
So here's a reply about ever like getting the truth. She said, never gonna get the real truth. She's out of my life, and I'm not gonna force it out of her.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she was being really mean to you. Like, she probably had a gift and everything going to the party.
No, it's so sad.
It's really sad and mean. I don't like Sasha. Bad Sasha. And people at the party laughing.
Yeah. So there's an update.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She also posted a tattoo thing, and it looks infected.
Ooh, gross.
Yeah, she said the swelling went down, though, in the comments.
Oh, that's good.
Anyways, the update for Sasha's birthday party. Hey guys, thank you for all your support. I really am blown away. Few things to add before I get into the update. Yes, I was at the right house. I had been there before. Yes, I tried to open the door multiple times and it was still locked. No, I am not a bot or AI. My username is from Gravity Falls. My boyfriend told me to knock again because either this is a miscommunication or Sasha is secretly an evil bee.
She's an evil bee.
Yeah, and Sasha had never done anything remotely mean in the past, so he gave her the benefit of the doubt. Now on to the update. The next morning, one of Sasha's friends, Taylor, female 22, texted me to ask me if I was joining them in part 2 of the birthday party that night. It was the same plan to pregame and go out to the bars, but like, why would I go to get humiliated again? I said no, but did not tell her why. Sasha texted me a long apology a little after I told Taylor I wasn't joining that night, saying that she was sorry I felt unwelcomed and that she really wanted me there and she genuinely did not see me through the people.
Okay, yeah, right.
This gave me relief, and I replied saying, that makes me feel so much better. I thought I was invited as a prank, lol. To which she responded that she was offended that I would even think she would do something like that.
Are you kidding me? Come on.
Like what? So I said, I wouldn't normally think that because we were good friends, but after knocking on your door for 10 minutes and no one answering, I just started to get in my own head. I probably should have been meaner, lol, but I feel so guilty being mean.
Aww.
She didn't answer my text for a while, and when she did, she said, so dinner on Wednesday, same time as usual? Heck no. I'm like about to be done and dash. My friends and boyfriend ended up convincing me to make plans with her because the worst thing that can happen is that I don't have fun and don't go again. Okay, fair. We make plans, and when the date comes, I am walking out the door to my house and my ceiling starts leaking. Like it's divine intervention telling me not to go. So we reschedule for the next day. Now, I'm usually extremely open to giving people second chances, but this just felt weird. I don't believe her when she said she didn't see me through the peephole. So before our scheduled dinner, I reached out and texted her saying that I could have been wrestling with something and I don't think I can get over what happened at your birthday party, and I don't see this friendship going any further. She responded with, is this a joke? And went on to say that she didn't see me and how she already apologized multiple times, and I seemed fine. But if this is truly something I can't get past, she has nothing else to say. I never responded, and she never texted me again. I think dropping her was my best course of action. I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. Thank you to everyone here for helping me get my head out of my butt and see her for who she truly is. I appreciate all of you.
Yeah, and why is the boyfriend and everyone trying to let them be friends? Like, you should go meet her again. Are you kidding me? That was so mean. She has a Ring camera. She texted and said, I'm here. Nobody opened the door. They just kept messing with the deadbolt.
Yeah, heard her say, I think she's here. Locked.
Yeah. No, she was just being mean. Like, it's one thing if someone did a joke, like, for a minute, like, ha ha ha, and they don't let you in, but then they open the door and say, I'm just teasing. Like, nobody likes to feel that way. Like, she made her feel terrible. Like, it's so awful. Like, could you imagine, like, yes, I'm here. Like, hey, I'm waving. And you're waving on the ringtone camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it. Not a good friend.
Not a good friend. All right. Now we're going to go to...
Ooh, where are we going?
Because this is all Am I the Asshole stories.
It's okay. I like Am I the Asshole stories.
Posted by fit_pen5601. Am I the asshole for pooping in the women's restroom?
No. I mean, I don't know why you're asking that, but I'm going to say no.
To make it clear, I, 25 female, am a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Using a throwaway because it's going to be real weird if any of my coworkers see this.
Yeah.
Our building wasn't meant to be an office when it was built, so there are 2 restrooms. One is in the men's, which has multiple stalls and urinals. The other is a single room with 1 toilet. I think officially the single-use restroom is unisex, but by custom it's been the women's room. One of my coworkers, Mallory, mid-30s, sort of claimed it as the ladies' space, replacing the unisex sign with a printout of a women's room sign. My workplace is very male-dominated, so this layout makes sense to me. There's also a single-room restroom in our workshop next door. After COVID restrictions lifted, I started coming in person. A few weeks passed, and Mallory made a kind of rare visit to chat and say hi. She brought up how she suspects maybe some guys are using the ladies' stall and asked if I knew that the workshop bathroom was for pooping. I just kind of said, "Oh, really?" We both went back to work. A few weeks later, a poopery spray appeared over the toilet. Okay, I guess. I use it now.
Yeah.
And then to be courteous, a few more weeks pass and a container of potty mints appear. Now,
what are potty mints?
I think they're like little tablets you drop
in.
Yeah.
Like poopery, but okay.
Tablet form. Now, there are only 3 women here. I feel like these are all really strong hints that I'm smelling up the bathroom. It doesn't seem like it to me. I eat a normal diet, and yeah, sometimes after I poop. It smells like normal poop,
Yes.
but it's a bathroom. That's normal, right? And I never use the workshop, so I'm not sure what to say if people ask what I'm doing around there. I'm just here to take a fat shit. Seems like a weird thing to say.
Yes.
But I'm anxious, and I'm wondering if maybe I'm being too obtuse, or if Valerie is too finicky about the bathroom odor.
I mean, poopery covers it up pretty good, because then all you smell is poopery. Never tried the mints. I'd like to try some patty mints.
Patty mints.
Patty mints. But like, no, people poop at work. They poop in the bathroom. It's just what happens. Like,
yeah,
it's gross, but
you can't tell people go to the workshop.
No. And sometimes, I don't know if this is just a me thing, but I'm assuming that, like, I can go in there to go pee, and as I'm peeing, like, oh, now I have to poo.
So you're a you thing, I think.
You mean you know for sure all the time when you have to poo?
Yeah.
I don't. Like, I can just be peeing and like, oh, gotta poo now too.
Oh, Natsu's here. He wasn't in a bag.
Oh, yep. No, he's not. I told you there's no cats in any bags. It's just a saying.
All right, there's some edits. You want to hear them?
Mm-hmm.
So far, the consensus seems that I am fine to use the bathroom in my building. People seem torn on whether it's acceptable to poop without using some sort of product to cover it up. Personally, I never do this at home. I happen to know there's no such products in the men's room, but I don't have any problems using the ones that are set out. So maybe in my next Am I the Asshole will be out whether I need to chip in for those.
Probably.
Edit 2. All right, this blew up quite a bit. Thanks to everyone for the input. Between poop smell concealing products, kitchen matches, and courtesy flush, it seems many people have much more complex bathroom routine than I ever imagined. And I'll be adapting some of these practices moving forward. And to set the record straight, I'm pretty sure I'm not stinking up the whole office. Maybe just the stall/entrance area, at the very worst. I have a very good sense of smell, just not as super grossed out by bathroom smells. But it's still a shared space, so I'll do my best to keep any smells down as I can. Also, I deeply apologize to any of the coworkers who find this and identify me. It'll be weird tomorrow.
Well, that's weird. Okay, like, poopery, use the products. You probably should be chipping in for said products. Like, when you see it's getting low, replace it. I also like air freshener. Like, there's certain, like, orange ones that work better, like, at work. Because our people... we don't have poopery or anything, but we have like the air spray that does help, that they don't use it. That bothers me. It's like, dudes, you just because you don't, like, you can't, you're used to your own smell, right? Like,
I guess our bathroom, I don't know. I don't think that there's no like poopery or anything. And I guess there's only like 4 women there that are using it, and I've never noticed any kind of smell in the bathroom.
So no one poops at work?
I guess not.
Because you would notice, like, everyone's poop smells. Like, everyone poops stink. Like, that's just what it is. Some worse than others. Like, I know I had a coworker years ago. I think she was like on some cabbage diet. Oh my God, you never wanted to go into the bathroom after her. It was just poo and cabbage smell. It was just so strong and gross.
Oh my gosh.
But like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I have an office of too many people, so I have brought in like a tiny poopery, but I didn't want to bring in like poopery regularly because it's kind of expensive.
No, I would bring it in.
Like in your office.
But I also feel like it might be weird. My boss would be like, so where did this come from? And then she'd probably think I have some bathroom issues.
She'd be like, I don't poop at work.
Yeah. I'm like, no, I don't either. It's for that girl in the office up there.
But you can't control or tell people not to poop. Like, I used to not poop at work, and now I poop more than I used to.
Ew.
I poop probably once a day in the afternoon.
Weirdo.
Why? After lunch, I have to poo. I don't know.
Weird.
Why is it weird?
It just is. I don't need to know your poo skirts.
Oh my God. Well, now if anyone that I work with, they don't know it too. But I make sure I spray.
Do you have multiple stalls or just one bathroom?
We have 2, and they're both for male or female. They're both unisex. But there's only one
room.
They're one room. So, like, if people are waiting, it's like,
Oh, that's awkward.
Yeah.
All right, we're moving on. Last one today.
All right.
To r/relationship advice posted by chi_hokum. Am I, 27 female, manipulating him? Boyfriend, 23 male, suggests moving in together and splitting rent based on salary.
That's fair.
It makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see their situation. My boyfriend, 23 male, American citizen, and I, 27 female, on a work visa, have been dating for more than a year and a half and are in a long-distance relationship, both in our cities for our first jobs. I live in a bigger and more expensive city in the U.S., and my boyfriend has been wanting to move to the city where I live and recently got a remote job offer. Throughout our relationship, until he got the offer, he never gave me any indication that he wanted to move in together anytime soon. He always says, I can never move in with you because you're so dirty.
Oh.
He has his own standards of cleanliness. Whenever I bring up marriage, he responds that he doesn't want to get married for at least another 5 to 6 years.
Oh, that's kind of far. Okay.
He would even get mad when I jokingly called him hubby. That's understandable since he's much younger.
What is the age difference?
He's 23, she's 27.
Yeah, I would not want to. At 27, you don't want to wait another 5 years.
27, she's probably ready to get married.
Have babies.
Him at 23 is like, whoa. Marriage?
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, that's pretty fair at their ages, actually. Okay, keep going.
The last time he visited, when he had the job offer, he was looking at apartments in my city online the whole time. I lived in the city center, very close to the office, paying $3,000 for rent.
Oof.
Oh, gosh. And we'll need to stay in this area in the future. He was mostly looking at apartments outside the center, talking about he would find a small studio and hang out at my place most of the time. Suddenly one day, he found some places downtown that had a reasonable price, including some 2-bedroom apartments. That's when he started talking about maybe wanting to move in with me to save on rent. He also said that we should split the rent based on our salaries. He said, I only want to pay $1,300 for rent, which is what I'm paying now. I have no idea how much my boyfriend makes. I work in tech, so my salary is very transparent. My base salary is definitely higher than his, but he always says he works overtime to earn more and has lots of investments. He knows how much I save after my expenses from my take-home income. He always says that he saves more than me. I vividly remember that day I was in bed. He was talking about how we should split the rent. He pulled out his laptop and found a rent-splitting website asking me to enter my salary for a calculation. After the calculation, he wouldn't have to pay more than $1,300.
Of course. He already knew what he wanted to pay.
My parents and relatives have been wanting me to settle down with him or find someone else. When he mentioned moving in together, I was initially only worried about whether I should move in with him at all, especially since he clearly doesn't want to marry me yet. However, after discussing it with my relatives, I realized he had been the one to suggest everything. He was the one who brought up moving in together and the one who suggested that I pay more rent. I told my boyfriend that I wouldn't move in with him unless we're getting married in the future. And I also told him that the rent split was unfair. I don't think it's unfair to do it on salaries unless he's lying.
I feel like he's lying because it got to the number that he wanted.
Yeah.
And her salary is transparent, so I feel like he knew, kind of.
Probably.
Yeah. But I think like if you make a lot more, it should be based on income.
Yeah.
It's fair.
There's more. English is my second language. I'm not great at debating in English, but I argued that although I earn more than him, my living expenses are also higher. I buy a lot of clothes, personal care products, and makeup.
No, I buy a lot of anti-aging crap, and that stuff's expensive.
Yeah. He made a Reddit post about me with a higher salary, but refusing to pay more for rent today. He told me that the post blew up, and he refused to share it with me. If anyone can help, please find the post. He only read it and its comments to me. In that post, he claimed that we both wanted to move forward in our relationship, which is why we wanted to move in together. But that is not true for either of us. I never assumed we would move in together so soon because of what he had previously told me about wanting to wait for marriage. He also mentioned in the post that I make double his salary, but I never even knew how much he made. Based on what he told me before, I assumed he only earned slightly less than me. When I explained my side of the story, he claimed that the story he posted was the truth and insisted that I'm lying and manipulating him. He said he wanted to move in with me as a step forward in our relationship from the beginning. So am I manipulating him? I think he just doesn't want to pay that much for rent.
Yeah. He doesn't want to pay like what it costs.
He didn't want to move in until he started looking at places in the area.
Exactly. No, he didn't want to move in until then, because then why wouldn't you just move in? You both don't need your own bedroom. I can see wanting a 2-bedroom, like for your extra stuff. If you like, because you craft, like I'm thinking of you and your boyfriend, you craft. Maybe he has like a hobby or something he wants out. Like I could see that, but you don't necessarily need to like 2 separate bedrooms. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I think he just was looking at the cost of living and he was like, oh crap, I can't afford a nice apartment.
Yeah, I think so. So there's some edits. 2-bedroom apartments are never $3,000 in the city. Decent ones are around $4,500. So if he pays $1,300, I need to pay more than what I'm paying now.
No, thank you. Nope.
He has been attacking me by saying I date him for a green card. I clearly remember he told me once when his family asked him if we're going to get married, he told them he wouldn't marry me until I got my green card on my own through work sponsorship. And what am I getting out of this relationship? No financial support, no emotional support. Should I be done with this charity relationship? I don't think it's unethical to ask for something in a relationship. For the statement, men have contributed more financially in relationships. I'm only stating facts here. We have been splitting expenses 50-50 throughout the relationship. I have never received anything huge from him. After I confronted him about his arrangement, he changed all of his narratives. He claimed that he wanted to move in for our relationship and that he was only moving to the city center for me. When I told him I would only move in with him if our relationship was moving forward, he twisted the logic saying, only moving in is a way of moving forward.
What?
All right, to the final update. Hold on. I don't think it's really an update.
Oh, no.
Okay, so regarding how much like he had put in the calculator, he told me he just looked at my job salary levels on a website and just chose the highest one listed. He didn't think much about it and just made the post. I don't believe this. I think I was reading too much into it. I wanted to correct that here. He's still young and a proud person. I think it really broke him when all those hate comments and DMs came in. I hope people can go easy on him. As a tech person, I really like the Markdown editor on Reddit.
Okay.
Yeah. So not really an update.
Well, I want to know if they broke up, if they're together, did they move in?
No.
Did maybe they find a cheaper apartment together, if that's what they want to do? I feel like he just wants to live in the city. It's not really for her. She's a bonus.
I think they both kind of are in the wrong a little bit. I think he only wants to live with her because he doesn't want to pay that much for rent. And I think if, like, knowing true base salaries, that if she does make a lot more, she still wouldn't want to pay more for the apartment. She'd still want 50-50, I think.
And that's unreasonable too. If let's say someone's making like $200,000 a year, and then gross, and then you're grossing $60,000 a year, it shouldn't be the same. It's not fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you got to like kind of split things unequally just because you're not making equal pay. regardless, man, woman. Like, this is just a situation where the woman is making more. Usually men make more.
Yeah.
So I think men are tired of feeling that financial burden, but men actually do statistically in the United States make more.
Yep.
Than women. So, no, I think it's fine. Like, let's say 60-40, we're paying the bill 60-40 or like whatever the breakout tends to be. I think that's only fair.
Yeah. But I don't think she should be leveraging the makeup, clothes anymore because I'm sure there's the same expenses like for guys.
There's not, actually.
Well, clothes and the things they want. It's kind of the same thing.
That's true.
Wants.
Their wants and women's makeup. It just costs more to be a woman.
Yes.
But like your hair, your makeup, the hair appointments, all that stuff. Then if you do your nails, lashes.
But I mean, there's arguments made that you don't need. It's not a need.
It's not a need, but your boyfriend, if that's what your boyfriend's used to you looking like.
If you stop getting all your stuff done. You're like, okay, what's going on here?
Right. Like, are you depressed? What's wrong? But like, if you normally don't do those things, like he wouldn't be surprised. Like, you don't need them, but people get used to you looking a certain way if that's what you do.
Yeah, and it's like a self-care, though, too.
It is self-care. It does make you feel good. You also have to make sure you can afford that. But if you can, but you can't say, well, that's like me saying, well, I should have to pay less because I have to buy anti-aging makeup and all my anti-aging creams and stuff that I buy. I mean, I do need them. But, like, you know, I guess it's not a need. Housing, food, that stuff's they're the needs.
Yes.
Well, on that note, thank you, everyone, for listening. Like, follow, subscribe. You can also find us on the Raining Cats and Dogs Instagram. Where can they find us on Reddit?
r_cats_and_dogs_pod.
Okay, that might be a question.
Maybe. I don't know. Try it out.
Okay. It's a Monday night that we're recording and someone's tired, so.
Past my bedtime.
It's fine. Yeah. All right. I guess it is for the week. All right, everyone. Have a great week and be kind.